Godzilla Kong the New Empire just came out in theaters, and it's the newest MonsterVerse movie, and you get exactly what you would expect. The new MonsterVerse movie is is nothing short of just an action fest with just a bunch of CGI. Just starting off with what it did right. I mean, they spent 95% on their budget just on the CGI, which looked amazing. CGI was fantastic. The new monster designs were amazing. But other than that, because I spent 95% of their budget on the CGI, the story was terrible. There wasn't really much else redeeming besides the CGI.
I'm of two minds of this movie. If you are into just shit exploding and just over the top action and just cities getting turned to ass and hundreds of thousands of people just getting smashed, if you're 100% into that, then I think you're going to really enjoy this movie. If you
Yeah.
like the previous two, you're going to love this movie. But if you want a little bit more of a heartfelt story and a reason as to why, and you're into like good acting, probably not gonna be your cup of tea. It's hard for me because I'm a Godzilla fan and I
Yeah.
like the 2014 Garrett Edwards movie. I thought that one was solid. We had Bryan Cranston, we had Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron uh possibly our new James Bond. The movie was solid. The acting in that movie was solid. And it showed to me that you don't have to like get rid of the human characters to make a good monster movie. The second one wasn't as good. Godzilla versus Kong, I saw it. I mean, it's probably the worst one to me. Clearly, this is not Godzilla minus one. Godzilla minus one is a fucking masterpiece. That movie just shows us that you could make a monster movie and make it really interesting.
And cheaply too.
This one is not the worst thing I've seen this year. It is,
Yeah.
I'd rather sit through this 1,000 times than through that bunk ass Sydney Sweeney movie, both of them, Madam Web and whatever the fuck her horror movie was called. But I do agree. I mean, I saw the trailer, I saw the posters. As soon as I saw the poster, I was like, I know exactly what I'm walking into. And
Yeah.
I was not surprised. I didn't laugh at any of the jokes,
I laughed at moments
not
I wasn't supposed to be
once.
laughing at.
I don't know why the necessity to keep changing up Godzilla's design. I thought what Garrett did in the first one was great. Okay, and the second one they gave him his more traditional spikes. Here, I don't know why I mean, it kind of explains it, but I'm not a fan of Godzilla being pink. I'm a traditionalist. I like Kong to be a little smaller than this. I like
Yeah, they're
what
huge.
uh Peter Jackson. I love what Peter Jackson did with his King Kong movie. Thought that was pretty solid. Godzilla being the same size as King Kong doesn't really work for me, to be honest with you. Godzilla should
Yeah.
be able to just show up and stomp on King Kong. The villain, the rivals here, it's just a
There wasn't much to
big
it.
Hollywood explosion movie is what
Yeah.
this is. And if you're into that sort of thing, like you're gonna love this one. And Griffin and I are gonna sound crazy to you.
The okay, I'm just gonna get into the things I didn't like. This movie lost. So in the previous movie, we got Hollow Earth. This movie lost me when we got Hollow Earth, which is just
Yeah.
stupid. Hollow Earth to begin with is stupid. Hollow Earth is even dumber. And the story makes absolutely no sense. There are plot holes the size of Godzilla. It's ridiculous. This None of this movie makes sense, so don't pay attention to the plot. Some of the characters that were there were okay. The acting wasn't amazing. The soundtrack had some good songs, but they weren't super impactful and kind of played for 3 seconds and then they stopped, so it didn't really do much. Great songs, just didn't really fit. And the entire time I was watching this movie, I was just thinking, this is just like Transformers. I mean, great CGI, great action, but the humans in this movie, man, were just terrible. Like, do you
There has to be
remember?
something driving this, you know,
And there was
like I said,
nothing.
the first one is solid. I mean, Bryan Cranston, I mean, the whole reason why Godzilla shows up, the mystery behind, the monsters, Monarch. That movie is, I mean, that is a solid Godzilla movie. I don't know why Garrett didn't return and why they just spun off in a different direction. I wish he'd come back.
This one's just it didn't
It's
have any
making the
substance to
money,
it. Yeah, true.
so they'll make more. I
Yeah,
just wish
they're
Garrett would come back.
I wish that too. I mean, yeah, they're gonna keep making more, but I also think that the plot of this movie is the same plot that we're getting for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. We get a tyrant monkey king, and it's gonna be a rebellion against him. I'm fairly certain it's gonna be the plot later this year. Do you think I'm wrong?
Yeah, no, I think you're dead right. But the thing with that is we've had three previous movies that set that up, and
Yeah.
there's a story
Oh
behind it
no,
that we
that's gonna
kind
be
of care
so much
about.
better. I
Here,
agree. Yeah, I like
it's
Edward. I'm
shit
a
blows up for the sake of shit blowing up.
Yeah, like Edward. I'm a massive Godzilla fan, and I honestly thought this movie was a bit of a disservice to Godzilla. They didn't need to even be in
Millie
this
Bobby
movie.
Brown was a big part of the previous two, and when you don't see her in the trailers, I remember when I didn't see her in the trailers, and I was like, oh, I I I just my brain gravitated to like, what did she read that she was like, yeah, I'm good. I've done too, because
Yeah,
they had to have got try to get her back.
it's
Well,
not good.
but if because she's in my opinion, I think she's a fairly good actress, and she's getting older, and she's you know perfecting her craft, and she must have read something that was like, nah, I'm good.
They could have done a lot more with this movie. It's if you're into giant monsters, go see it. You'll have a lot of fun. Personally, I almost fell asleep in the theater, but it doesn't mean that this movie isn't for some people and it's not redeemable. So go check it out. If you guys like it, let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this movie, check out this video right here. And as always, thank you guys for watching.
Take care, guys.